segment of M-Class Podcast called M-Class Emails.
Oh, man. We expanding?
We're expanding already. I'm Jeff.
I'm Josh.
And we received a lot of emails this time, and I kind of wanted to go through all of them since everybody takes the time and effort to send in some questions and stuff to us.
That's fair. That's only fair.
So we're going to do like a little segment that's separate from the actual episode so we could bitch more about Star Trek in the main episode.
Yeah.
And have room to answer all your burning questions about which character we would fuck.
All of them.
Just every single one.
I'm shameless. I'll fuck anything.
I've heard that about you, Josh.
That's what they think about me. That's what a lot of people think.
Everybody thinks you'll put your dick in whatever.
Yeah. It's not even like close to true. I won't put my dick in like mud.
I would.
Unless it's a mud butt.
Oh. Oh.
Let's get ready for some email.
Let's quickly move away from that to our first email from Ben Bueller.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Bueller.
I get it.
He's never heard that before.
No, I don't know. He looks like he might have. Hey, he looks like a guy who might have seen a movie.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff and Josh, and secret third co-host Ghost.
Oh, is that a stream reference?
I think that might be a stream reference.
I always say there's ghosts, not to tell me if there's ghosts.
His house is haunted, everyone.
It's super haunted.
I was recently watching an episode of DS9 where O'Brien was undercover infiltrating the Orion Syndicate.
Yeah.
That's an episode, all right.
Yeah, it's a good one.
When he first makes contact with him, there's a quick shot of some Orion Syndicate members inhaling something that seems like a drug of some sort.
Yeah.
The drug reference caught me by surprise because the only other drugs I remember seeing in the series I've watched has been Ketracel White and Beetle Snuff.
Beetle Snuff's just snuff, though. What do people snuff? What do they snuff? Like tobacco?
Yeah,
is that what it
tobacco.
is? Tobacco's kind of a drug. I mean, it's a drug, but it's not a drug, right?
Yeah, I don't know. That's debatable.
Anyway, go ahead.
The only other time I remember them talking about addiction in general was the game, Lieutenant Broccoli's Holosuite addiction, and Data's emotion addiction.
Sure.
Maybe Dr. Crusher's weird abusive ghost relationship, too. That led to a lot of questions for me that I wanted to pass on to you guys.
Uh-huh.
With how far in the future Star Trek is, how much crazy must drugs be? I mean, think of all the Star Trek equivalent of bath salts.
Well, okay, so you didn't mention T'Pol being addicted to Trellium D.
Oh yeah, Trellium D.
Trellium D, when they go into the Expanse, it's an insulation for starships, so it's like fiberglass. And into Vulcans, it makes them crazy. Like, it makes them, like, their emotions come out more. So she gets addicted to it like heroin. So, I mean, like, think about it like that. Like, she's just injecting straight fiberglass, like, into her body.
I'm sure somebody tried it.
But yeah, like, how crazy would drugs be? Probably not that much more crazy, considering like chemicals are chemicals.
I mean, there's the stories about the drug crocodile that fucking burns your fucking skin off.
Yeah, it just melts you.
Yeah, I don't think it gets any crazier than that, boys.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy. And like bath salts are crazy too.
Unless you just fucking inhale something and get higher than anyone has ever been in all of existence, and you just die immediately.
Yeah, like slow-mo and Dread, right? Like it just like completely warps your reality, like completely.
I mean, maybe there's some of that shit, but I don't think it gets any rougher than it already is.
Yeah, the human body can only take a certain amount of abuse.
Maybe Bolians can just fucking while out on...
Maybe they take heroin and it's just like erectile pills to them.
Maybe. You never fucking know. Like, chocolate is supposedly like a thing with Vulcans fucks with them.
Oh, chocolate does. Oh man, it gives me migraines.
Josh is a Vulcan, you heard it here first.
I take Trellium D.
I'm sure you do.
I fucking love it!
Dude, I'd like to take... What's the name of that shit that Kirk couldn't take because he was allergic to it that makes it so you don't have to wear glasses?
Oh, what was it? I just said it last week. I'm drunk right now. So
Fuck.
I keep wanting to say amoxicillin, but I'm allergic to penicillin. So I take that.
I forget what it's called, but wouldn't that be dope? That you just didn't need glasses anymore?
That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah. I'm so used to wearing glasses that they're like fucking just a part of my face
I
now,
never
and
wear
feel
mine.
weird.
I never wear mine.
Yeah.
I hate them.
I don't draw you in any of your pictures with the
I
glasses.
did that on purpose. That was a career move.
Not to wear glasses?
Not to wear them on things.
Why did you do that? I'm curious.
Everyone wears glasses because everyone needs them.
Uh-huh.
And it's not like a thing. Like it's not like I just don't like my. If I had better glasses, I would wear them. I just don't like my glasses.
I don't have modern glasses. Like everybody else has like the thick frames now because that's in, and I have like frames on top and then like a wire underneath.
Oh, cool.
And that's not popular at all. That's
I
not,
want
that's
some,
not in
like-
style.
I want some like Jeffrey Dahmer 1992, just big aviator-sized glasses.
Don't tell the people at the glasses store that. Don't be like, hey, I want some Jeffrey Dahmer glasses.
Look, I'm really into murdering young gay men.
everybody needs a
and then-
hobby.
and then eating their flesh.
I just need the glasses to match. With all the
Josh is not actually into that.
well, for the purposes of this program, he's not. Anyway,
Go ahead.
with all the different species that are in the Federation, do you think there are any plants or compounds that are totally innocuous to us that are drugs to others?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like if thyme turned out to be Klingon catnip, or on the flip side,
Right.
if tube grubs or GOG have LSD in them.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, Trillium D doesn't do the same, doesn't do anything to people, to
Yeah.
humans. So, like, yeah, there's just shit that will fuck with things differently.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that happens a few times in
Yeah,
the
that's
shows.
the thing, yeah.
Does the Federation ban drugs?
Good question.
And if so, do they ban everything that could be considered a drug for other races that would be part of the Federation?
It would depend, I guess, on the planet. Also, I think they would ban them, but I don't think they would be illegal. Like, you wouldn't go to jail for doing drugs, right? In
Yeah.
my Federation headcanon, that wouldn't happen.
No.
Because, like, what would be the point of that?
You'd
Like,
get like a rehabilitation thing.
right, you would just, right, you'd have to go to rehab.
Yeah. See,
Space rehab.
for some things that are considered drugs, I don't think they would I don't think weed would be illegal in the Federation future.
Absolutely not, yeah.
So I feel like there would be an age for stuff like that.
Yeah, like
how the drinking age is like
right.
21, it should probably be 18. Everybody
there would
says around
probably
that age.
be a drinking age for synthahol too.
Yeah.
Just because, like, you're not, I don't know.
Synthahol
makes
never
sense.
made much sense to me to begin with. Like
how do you
can't get
decide-
buzzed on it?
I guess I always thought that maybe there was like an anti-synthahol. Like synthahol came in like two varieties, like the drunk kind and the sober you up kind.
Actually, what I always figured synthahol was like is that you can get buzzed a little bit, but you can never get drunk on it.
That's even better than what I thought.
Like that's how I always kind of figured it.
Yeah, I guess you couldn't get supremely tanked on it, right? And just like start taking your clothes off.
Yeah, I guess
Like I'm
could if
doing
you
right
wanted
now.
to. I guess you could if you wanted to, but.
I'm doing this half naked.
And then the next question was, does the Federation have rehab facilities? And I think we touched on that. Yeah, absolutely. I think the Federation is huge on like counseling and like just
Mental
health and
Yeah.
stuff. So I feel like there would absolutely be rehab centers.
I would even go so far to say there wouldn't be like special places like that would just be integrated with every medical facility.
Absolutely. And he asked if they would be able to like synthesize like a methadone equivalent of whatever addiction. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
they can. It's just chemical. Like that's the thing. Like we pretty much have done everything with the chemicals we have here on Earth now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like we're pretty much at like I mean, we're still inventing new shit and whatever, but like the next thing is like quantum shit, like changing things like on a quantum level, and that's like the thing that they do. So they'll just do whatever.
The future is gonna be fucking awesome if we don't screw it up.
If
for
we
everybody.
make it. Yeah.
We're not gonna make it, but maybe,
Yeah, I'm not gonna- yeah.
maybe younger people.
Yeah, somebody will see it. It'll be cool for them.
Our next email is from Rich Masters.
Hey, Rich.
I don't know if people want me to say their last names, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So
if they write it, it's okay. I think.
They don't write it. It's just their email has their full name in it all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
I'm a bad man.
Just don't give out his social security number.
His social security number is
69.
He was born in 1983, according to his email address.
That's when I was born.
Also, he loves long walks on the beach, holding hands with a loved one, and pina coladas.
He's my perfect match.
He said, great episode today, guys. Has helped work fly by yet again. How does he know about the episode we just made?
Every episode we do is great. He's just hedging his bets.
That's true. I'm going to keep sending emails so you know your fans want more. More episodes, more of Jeff's John Larroquette Facts of the Week, more Josh being Josh, and basically more you two making us all laugh.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nice. That was. New question. Although if you get to this next episode, you can pick any of the questions I've used, but here's a fresh one. He's actually sent an email before this.
Okay.
Sorry, Rich. He said, what is your favorite single episodes from each iteration of Star Trek?
Oh my fucking god.
This is a really hard one.
This is super tough. DS9, Pale Moonlight for me.
Yeah. I have to agree, too. And he says, his choice for DS9, he says, I have to agree. It's a cliche, but I agree with Josh that In the Pale Moonlight is the single greatest Star Trek episode.
I agree with that.
What you agree with him who agrees with you.
Yeah.
One of the only episodes I was genuinely anxious watching the first time.
Yeah, it makes you, like, I remember seeing it the first time, like, when it was on in, like, 1996, and just being like, holy fucking shit. Like, this is amazing.
My favorite episode is the one with Rumpelstiltskin in it.
Not the one where Vash turns into a skeleton lady? That's a good one, too.
The first season of DS9 gets wacky.
Yeah, they didn't really know where to go with that one. Yeah. I don't know. TNG, Darmok and Jalad, maybe, whatever the name of that one is.
Yeah, it's called Darmok.
Darmok, yeah. They showed that one in my college in sociology class.
Really fucking good episode.
Yeah.
It's either that one.
Inner Light
is probably the absolute best episode.
Yeah, Inner Light is like a trope now.
Yeah.
That's how good it is.
My favorite episode is probably the Inner Light, I gotta say. Although I also really love Measure of a Man.
Yeah.
Measure of a Man is like pure Star Trek.
I'm trying to think of Voyager.
In TOS, it might be Arena.
What's Arena?
Arena's the one with the Gorn.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, I picked that one. That one's great.
I love Arena probably the most because it's the one that gets like shit on the most from people that don't know Star Trek and they're like, it's just a dumb reptile or whatever. But it's about learning and growing and becoming a better person.
The only reason why it's dumb now is because it's so popular. Like, everybody knows that episode, and there's a reason why everybody knows it.
It's about, like, mercy.
Right.
And empathy. And understanding.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's super Star Trek. Yeah.
I love Arena. And Rich chose Balance of Terror, which also is an amazing episode. It's the first appearance of the Romulans.
The Romulans, yeah. That one's good, too. I've seen that one. I haven't seen a lot of TOS, surprisingly.
We're gonna rectify that shit.
I started watching it though, and I like every episode I watched.
It's a damn good show.
Yeah, it is.
Voyager is really difficult.
There are like maybe 10 episodes of Voyager that are good.
I like the one where Tom Paris and Janeway fuck as lizards and have lizard babies.
They hyper-evolve going past Warp 10.
God damn, that episode was terrible.
I'm trying to look
Maybe the episode where there's like a homicidal Betazoid.
Oh, he's good character. He
comes back later, too.
He's Wormtongue from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. He's a great actor.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He and Tuvok work together to try to calm his murderous instincts. And
that's a good one.
Like, Tuvok gains them. Like, that's a pretty good episode. Yeah. Also, he, like, chokes a hologram Neelix to death, which is amazing.
They like do that like Star Trek trick where they're like, it's actually a hologram.
Yeah. And Enterprise, I haven't watched enough of it to pick.
Enterprise is tough. Carbon Creek is a good episode. It takes place. It's to Paul telling the captain a story of the real first contact, which is just an accident that happened on Earth with the Vulcans.
Rich said Voyager tough, probably living witness because it's something unique. And Enterprise, Jesus, I've dug myself into my own grave. E squared is pretty good, I suppose.
What's E squared?
E2 squared is what he wrote.
Enterprise E.
Oh, he's looking it up, everybody.
Squared.
Well, he finished his email out by saying, wow, after what seemed like a great question, I'm spent now trying to figure out my own favorites. He said, keep your powder dry, Trek boys. Trek boys.
Trek boys. All right. Yeah, E squared is when they run into like another Enterprise from the future. That's all right. Some of the Xindi ones are pretty good. I don't know. The one where they go to the LSD planet is pretty good. That one's not bad.
LSD planet, huh?
Yeah, there's like spores in the air and they don't know, like they're like freaking out. They don't know what's going on.
Maybe Trek should use spacesuits more often.
Well, it's like it's Archer 4. They reference it in Generations. Like it's a colony later.
That's
I guess
cool.
They figure out the spore problem.
Maybe they just love it.
They're just getting like crazy, like psilocybin up in them.
It's like a Risa planet now. You just go there to get fucked up and have a good time.
That answers the other email we got. Killing two birds.
Our next email is from Sean Dupree.
Oh yeah, I know him.
Who said, hey, Trek boys.
Oh, Trek boys.
Trek boys.
Trek boys is back again.
Big fan of whoever designs your thumbnails here. That would be me.
We're in-house. We do an in-house here.
Yeah. Was a big fan of Jeff last time, but Jeff is sort of played out, you know? And he goes on a bit of a rant.
Okay. That happens on this show.
And there's no question.
What's his rant? Is it about
I'll read the rant. It is about Star Trek, and that's what this is about. And this can be any length. It doesn't matter.
All right.
Because I should have read the beginning of this, because he says, I advise not reading this email on the podcast. I fucked up, everybody.
Sorry, Sean Dupree.
Like it or hate it, at least Nemesis continued a narrative. New Star Trek is lazy, boring, and most of all, cowardly. The writers should be ashamed of themselves.
I love this email.
Is there any reason to bring back the TOS characters? That story would have worked as well with a new captain. I can only surmise in an age where sci-fi movies need to be based on pre-existing media, it was too risky to continue the story, so they wanted some recognizable names to thrust into the script.
Wait, is this Enterprise?
He's talking about the new Star Trek movies.
Oh, the new ones. Okay, yeah.
The writers didn't even need to write new characters, as they simply used what Gene Roddenberry and others created 40 to 50 years ago. Yeah. And even then, they didn't give the beloved characters any depth. No subtlety, no motivation, just action stars. So now, begrudgingly, we have alt-universe Star Trek. Fine. It's generated enough interest in Star Trek to justify a TV show. I assumed we'd get an alt-universe next gen. Might be cool.
No.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, just, I don't want them to do anything anymore.
That's good conversation point right there. Like, what could they possibly do to save these movies?
They have to go back to the Prime Universe. They have to... nothing can save these movies. This franchise is dead. It's dead. There's not going to be... Are they going to make another one?
I don't know. I don't know if they've announced anything about that yet.
Like, it's done. They fucked up. They fucked it up. And I blame Paramount as much as I blame all the idiots who made these movies.
Yeah.
Because Paramount desperately wanted that Batman money. They wanted that fucking...
There could still be that desperateness in them. Like, they want the superhero movie money. They want that Guardians of the Galaxy money. That's what the Beyond was kind of a reach for.
Yeah, they tried to be... Yeah, exactly.
They could just do like a Star Trek reboot and set it in the TNG era and make it as much like Guardians of the Galaxy as they possibly can.
I just it's not making them smarter, that's for sure.
I don't want that, no.
Yeah, I don't want that either.
That seems like something they would do.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, nothing? Like, time heals all wounds, right?
Guess.
So I think time is going to have to heal us of this diarrhea that we have of Star Trek.
Sean says, thanks for listening to my rant, and thanks for giving me something to listen to.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Especially thank you for liking my thumbnails and wallpapers and stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad people like that. I'm not that they wouldn't, but like I'm glad that like that we can just like you're good at stuff.
Well, I'm also glad that I'm good at something, at least.
I mean, I like don't do anything like that. I'm not good at stuff like that. So
you're good at being a cool ass dude.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're good at editing.
Yeah, I'm alright at that, I guess.
Fucker. Our next email is from Sean.
Another Sean.
Sean 2, we'll call him.
Sean squared.
That's a reference to the previous email.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to Josh asking about why I knew his OkCupid info, the wife and I were listening through the Continue Cast episodes a while back, and the joke just stood out to me, so figured I'd throw it in the email at the time.
Okay, yeah.
Also, I'm totally not Josh's Sean. I guess we can go with West Coast Sean to combat Boston Sean.
Boston Sean? Who's Boston
I remember
Sean?
you from Continue Cast as well.
Who's Boston Sean?
What is Sean from Cracking the Spine from? Where's he from?
He's from here. He's from where I live.
He's from Philly. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
That shit out of the way. Still enjoying the podcast, guys. Really hoping one day to hear Mike on the show. We don't even know where Mike is, everybody.
He's back he's in Pennsylvania right now. I don't know. I'm supposed to go see a movie with him and Luke on Wednesday. We'll see if that happens.
Well, he probably won't be on the podcast still, but it's cool that you're going to go see a movie
He
with him.
Yeah. He doesn't use the internet anymore? I don't know what he does. I don't know.
He always had good comments during that one TV podcast you guys and some Ray Romano sounding Muppet did a while back.
That's mean, but I laughed
at it. That's mean. Don't talk about Mike Sadorf that way.
Hey, it's me, Mike Sadorf.
So question.
Ah, shit.
If for some crazy reason, the execs that are in charge of the Star Trek new series gave you two some sort of creative control,
yeah,
where would you put your series? Would it be post-TNG, extend on Voyager, do a deep look into what the Borg are? I'd like to hear where you guys would go with this.
I would do just a new crew in, like, the 2390s. I think there's plenty of things to do that even the new Star Trek movies did, like Romulus exploding is a huge deal. You could do so much with that. The video game does a lot with that.
Oh, so you're just continuing after Nemesis.
I would continue after Nemesis, yeah.
Yeah,
into like the 2400s.
I wouldn't do a time skip.
Definitely not.
I would continue right after the end of Nemesis.
Yeah. There's so much. There's so much to be done in a universe that's already paved for you. Like,
yeah,
it's not a box. Like, they think this is a box that they're getting put in. It's not. Like, they did all the hard shit for you.
Yeah, it's a foundation that you can just work on.
Yeah.
You don't have to lay your own.
Right.
But whatever. You know what would be really cool is a series that's not on the Enterprise.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do the Enterprise. I wouldn't.
That's set during like the same time period of another series.
Right, like
yeah. DS9 or Voyager was.
Right.
I think it might be cool. God, I don't want to get into like doing a TOS era thing because they would just fucking Discovery-ize it and use none of the same visuals or anything from it.
Yeah, but we're in charge, Jeff.
If we're in charge, I would set a series during TOS and have it be another exploratory vessel.
Right, like the Columbia or the whatever.
Yeah, and it's going in an entirely different direction.
Right, it's going away from the Beta Quadrant. It's going more Alpha Quadrant.
And we learn, like, we meet, like, the Bolians and the Betazoids.
Yes, and
like,
the Trill.
And the Trill. And we meet all these races that were already a part of the Federation in TNG.
Yeah.
And meet first contact with them, and we, like, learn about new areas of the Federation. And,
yeah, man. I'm into this. And you meet the Deltans and all these. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And it would be, like, a completely new crew that have their own shit going on.
Right.
And, I feel like that would be really cool.
I would watch that shit, man. That's a great idea.
And it would have all the same aesthetics as the original Star Trek.
It would be like the episode of DS9 where they go to... Yeah.
It's better lit. Fun. It has the same aesthetics, and like the material isn't cardboard or whatever.
Yeah,
it's actually metal and plastics, but it's all the same.
They're not using like magnesium fill lights that are just like 100 fucking lumens. Like,
yeah, it's like TOS, but made out of better materials. It's all the same designs.
Yeah, I would watch that shit, definitely.
That's what the new fucking movies should have been.
Exactly.
And even beyond that, that's what Discovery should have been.
Yeah, well, you know who was in charge of that, so...
Yeah, I got a lot to say about Discovery that we'll have to save for another time.
I definitely have a lot to say about it. I thought we would be able to tie it into the Into Darkness episode, but there's too much in that episode.
Too much to talk about. I'm sure as we get closer to it, like maybe we can... maybe like after the first episode comes out, we can just fucking sit down and hammer out.
We're allowed to. Yeah, we're allowed to watch the first episode, right?
Yeah,
you don't
have to fucking pay to get in the gate.
What a great idea, CBS! You fucking idiots.
Oh well.
Yeah, we should do like a special Discovery episode for sure.
We really should. We should do a lot of shit, but. Our next email is from Jakub. Jakub.
Okay. Good name.
Who titled the email M-Class Podcast, The Better JJs. Dear Jeff and Josh, I'm finally caught up with the podcast so I can write you something relevant, I hope. Okay. First, about the previous episode. I recently watched Alien Covenant and hated it. I won't go into why I dislike this movie, because that's enough material for a podcast episode, but I did a triple spit take when you said that Nemesis had the same writer. Both of those movies have two androids that look identical and interact with each other in super close-up, face-to-face. Also, thank you for the amazing visual of you lads Shinzon kissing.
with you impaled.
Of course. I rewatched the 2009 Star Trek and found the massive explosions on the ship a bit jarring. Yeah. So far in the movies, if a ship got hit in the shields, the actors would fall over, jump away from panels bursting with arcing electricity, or grab the railings while the set, or camera, I'm not a practical effects wizard, shook.
Camera.
I don't know the canon, but I think it kind of makes sense for the shots absorbed by shields to not cause explosions.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's why they have them. And these ships are, like, really advanced. Like, they're like flying cities, but better. Like, they don't just explode. Like, that's the thing. They're super safe. There's anti-gravity, like, gravity plating. And it's like,
they're made out of cardboard tubing, and they rip apart at the slightest touch.
Yeah, you shoot a phaser at it, and, like, a goddamn giant explosion happens every time.
I had a similar feeling about Star Trek V The Shatnering when it came to the bridge scenes. I don't recall anyone on the bridge giving out proper orders or reporting information in a formal manner. I really enjoy those parts of the structure of the show.
Yeah, it becomes like a sort of, like, poetry, like rhythm to Star Trek, right?
Yeah, but it's completely missing from
how does anybody... How does anybody know what's happening?
Like, you just fucking know.
You're just magic. Okay.
Here comes the question.
Okay.
What is more important to you in a Star Trek movie? The Star Trek theme or the Star Trek plot? And I think he means theme as like a concept, not as like a song.
Okay. I mean, I don't think they're mutually exclusive.
I think they have to be mutually inclusive, or else you have a piece of shit.
I think you exactly. You have to have the plot match the theme at almost every turn.
Because I mean, there are episodes of Star Trek, of like classic Trek or TNG or anything, that have the Star Trek theme behind them that feel that like purpose, but the plot is terrible, so the episode's shit.
Doesn't work. Yeah.
Like, the one that I'd point to is the Star Trek The Next Generation Season 7 episode Masks.
Oh, fuck that episode.
Which is technically about learning about a new civilization.
Right.
And coming to terms with it and figuring out a solution that doesn't involve destruction.
Right.
But is still a smoldering piece of shit.
That episode is a skip every time.
Yes, it is. It definitely is.
Yeah. That's a great example, man.
That's the one I always go to.
Yeah, that's great.
Yours, Yakub.
Thank you.
He included a howtopronounce.com link, is why I can pronounce his name.
That's nice.
Thank you so much for that. Our next email is from Donovan Knowles.
Hello.
Picking that particular Christmas ornament ad gave me a huge wave of nostalgia because that's one my parents own and we set it up every Christmas.
That's awesome.
It was weird to hear Nimoy sound like Spock should and not a garbled mess from 20 plus years of overuse. The amount of sighs and self-interruptions coming out of you guys talking about Nemesis, I guess.
Nemesis?
Maybe Nemesis. Which one had the Christmas ornament ad in it?
I don't know. I have a whole bunch of them. I just put them in. I don't remember.
Anyway, the amount of sighs and self-interruptions coming out of you guys talking about this movie was beautiful. Anyways, great podcast as usual. That's M-Class Podcast. Whenever Jeff and Josh decide to do them. Hopefully you read that without proofreading the email beforehand, so it sounds like a legit self-ad. If not, I guess it failed because George Kirk is dead.
That's the whole reason the universe is the way it is.
Thank you, Donovan.
There's no Christmas because George Kirk died.
Our next email is from Joshua.
Oh, no, another one.
Another Josh. Ew.
Get out of my life.
Howdy. I wanted to write you guys to tell you how much I love your show and to let Josh know how much he has influenced my consumption of media within the past 5 years.
Oh my god, what a honor? Yeah.
First off, this show is hashtag 420 phase it.
420 phase it. Nice job. Good
nice
one.
job.
I like it. It's good.
Secondly, I've watched every Continue related thing and have listened to every single podcast you guys have put out.
Oh wow, everything. Wow, Jesus.
They were all dope, but my favorite was Syndication Station. R.I.P.
Oh, another one.
Through Syndication Station, I was exposed to incredible television shows such as Star Trek, X-Files, Twilight Zone, etc., which I'd never really paid attention to before.
Well, that's great that you watch them now. They're all... I still... Every so often I just watch, like, Twilight Zone. It puts me in a certain mood.
I fucking love the Twilight Zone.
I know, it's incredible, dude.
Every episode of it is fucking amazing.
I know. It's ridiculous. There's, like, 35 episodes in a season. It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's crazy how good they are for there being 35 episodes.
Rod Serling was a fucking genius, man.
Yeah. And some of them were just completely ripped off for some of the most famous movies that have ever come out.
Yeah, they were
just
like, let's just do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
My father was a big fan of these shows, but I never watched them until my favorite internet redhead and company talked about them.
Heyo, that's me.
I feel like this is an email for Continued Cast.
Well, I think this is part of the universe now, Jeff. You're a part of the crew now.
I'm a part of the Continue universe? Oh, shit. I need a raise. I thank you for doing so because it gave my father and I one more thing to bond over.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
cool.
great, man.
Yeah, man.
I started watching TNG first since those episodes of Syndication Station were my favorites, and I ended up loving the show dearly. Mm-hmm. The ideas portrayed in TNG helped me through a rather difficult chapter of my life, and I believe have made me into an overall better person.
I think anyone who likes Star Trek has that same feeling, honestly.
Like, watching Star Trek will make you into a better person if you just open yourself up to the ideas that are coming at you.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
That's the theme, baby.
DS9 also has a place in my heart because it probably has my 2 favorite episodes of Star Trek ever, In the Pale Moonlight and Duet.
Man, we're getting so much In the Pale Moonlight love tonight. I love it.
Dope, man. I love that episode. It is my favorite DS9 episode.
Dude, when he says, like, delete everything and the camera cuts, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
To this day, when I rewatch the monologue at the end of Duet, I cry. Shit's powerful, yo.
I don't remember what Duet is. I don't know them offhand, too.
Yeah, look that up.
Oh, Duet's the one with the Cardassian who pretends he's the war criminal.
Oh my god, yeah,
that's a great fucking
that episode. Is fucking awesome.
Yeah, that episode rules.
Speaking of powerful, when are you guys gonna get to the show so you can watch the episode of Enterprise where they meet the aliens with 3 sexes?
Oh yeah,
that's a favorite of mine, and the ending kind of fucked me up first time I saw it.
Yeah, the Sim episode, I think. It might be called Sim.
Anyways, we get so many emails that say "anyways."
It's a thing because I said it. Yeah.
Is that something we say?
No, I started it, I think, on Fantasy Fiction.
Oh, okay.
I say it all the time because, like, I don't know how to, like,
I also
transition.
say it all the time,
right,
but it's all about Josh. I get it. I just wanted to thank you guys for making these sweet, delicious podcasts that I crave. Keep on Saydorfin. Joshua.
I think these are all Mike.
Mike is just sending all these emails.
He's spamming us. They're all about In the Pale Moonlight, which he knows I love, and they're all about Syndication Station.
Yeah. Bonus question for Josh. If you could be fired from any podcast, which would it be and why?
Not this one.
No, you'll never be fired from this one.
You can fire me from all the other ones I do.
Uh-oh. Hopefully none of the other people hear this.
Well, they don't listen to this.
No one does. Next email is from TJ Kelly, which is a really dope name.
That's like a super 80s name.
TJ Kelly.
Yeah.
TJ Hooker. Hi, Josh and Jeff. I'm a big fan of you both.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks. Though I have been on the Josh train a while longer, continuing various podcasts, the Jeff train has pulled into my station, and... oh, wait. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Turn into a butt sex reference real quick.
That's right, I'm pulling into the station, baby. Whatever. I'm saying you're great. Your thoughtful conversations and thorough explorations into the depth of Star Trek lore have been enlightening and insightful for a newer Trek fan such as myself.
Sweet.
You both make my commute to work enjoyable. That's something I say to everybody who they ask, like, if I'm not into Star Trek, can I still listen to M-Class?
Yeah, it's just a piece of media. I mean, you don't have to like. Here's the thing. You don't have to like love something to talk about it, right?
Yeah. Or
like you can
listen to people talk about it.
Like I don't know shit about like biomechanics, right? But like I'll listen to 2 people talk about it if it's interesting to me.
Yeah,
like,
it's interesting shit if it's entertaining.
Right.
That's what matters.
Right.
And I feel like we're like a gateway drug into Star Trek.
I hope so, man. I really do. Because like I need to do something to offset this recent Star Trek shittiness.
Yeah, exactly. That's what M-Class Podcast is.
Yeah.
If you don't want to buy into like the modern hype for shitty Star Trek, M-Class Podcast is a place to go.
Definitely.
And this is my first question to the podcast. I hope to break new ground.
Oh, shit.
If you could choose to replace any actor in any Star Trek series with John Larroquette, who would you replace and why?
All of them.
He plays, it's a one-man show. He's just on a stage by himself.
It's like Eddie Murphy in the Clumps.
Next time I promise to come up with something more stimulating. My break at work today was short.
John Larroquette. Oh, my God. I don't know.
Man.
The only thing
Chris
I know...
Pine.
Well, sure. There you go. There it is. I'll go with that.
I want John Larroquette to play Kirk in the fucking reboot.
Oh, how interesting.
Just old John Larroquette with his white hair and his big glasses.
He's like super skinny too. He got like skinny old man, you know,
which is weirder than fat old man.
It's weird. It definitely is weirder.
It's way weirder.
Yeah, it's like, what's wrong with it? What happened to you? Too much Night Court.
Too much. There's no such thing as too much Night Court, Josh. Our next email is from Johnny Cordova.
Oh, Johnny Cordova.
Who has a very Italian name.
Johnny Cordova.
He says, "Hey guys, after listening to your 2009 Star Trek ep, I realized why I stopped caring about these movies as much as I used to. When it came out, I was in my teens, and it's what actually got me to watch Star Trek, starting with TOS. So at least it did something right. Anyways, my question is, what is one of your favorite TOS episodes? Hopefully this hasn't been asked. Mine is City on the Edge of Forever. McCoy was pretty crazy, am I right?"
That made me actually cackle. That was great. That's really funny.
Like, it made me laugh for real just then, but I fucking cackled when I read it earlier today. Can't wait to get one of those shirts I can't stop hearing about. Johnny Cordova.
Shirt it. Shirt
Dude,
that.
some of our fucking listeners are really funny.
This is my favorite part of doing this stuff, is how funny people are. Like,
oh man.
Like, I'm really proud of like the people who listen to this show, because they're super funny, man.
Yeah, I hardly ever get anything from anybody that doesn't make me laugh.
Yeah.
Which is great.
That was a great email. Yeah, I mean, it kind of was asked already, right? Like,
it kind of was. I talked about my favorite episode of TOS Arena, but like, I'm gonna have to agree with whoever wrote in earlier. I'm sorry, I don't have a good memory, and it's on another screen now.
It's okay. It's fine. I know.
I absolutely fucking love Balance of Terror.
Yeah.
That episode is a masterpiece.
Good. Yeah. I'm just gonna go with whatever Jeff says on that one.
I like Spock's brain, where his brain leaves his body. That's a good one.
Man. What's the one with the two-faced people?
Oh, God. I don't remember the name of that.
Yeah.
That's a good one, though.
That one's a good one.
It's a little heavy-handed, but it's really good.
Yeah, well, they had to be back then. It was different. It was a different time.
Our next email...
Another one!
...is from John Carberry.
John Larroquette.
Who is Johnny Capcom.
Yeah, he's Johnny Capcom, yeah.
He's our buddy.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey fellas, I decided to write in because I want you both to hate me. Basically, I liked Trek 2009. It was nice being pals, John."
Yep. Good knowing you.
Deuces.
Hope you liked being friends with us.
In all seriousness, I think I can offer a little casual insight into the appeal of the JJ Trek movies.
Oh, casual insight is all that there is about the appeal of the JJ movies.
Ooh, take that shit, John.
Casual, you don't say.
Wow. When 2009 came out, Trek was one of those things I used to like. I was never a diehard fan like you guys, and Nemesis passed through my life like a mild fart. It was unpleasant, but ultimately I forgot about it quickly. In 2009, the new Trek came out, and it kind of kickstarted my interest in Star Trek again for a while. I brought my then girlfriend to see it, and she'd never watched Trek, but we both enjoyed it.
Which is why you broke up with her.
Yeah, well, that does come into play later. Looking back, the portrayal of Spurk. That is in that movie. The portrayal of Spock, Kirk, et al. Were more caricatures than characters, and there was enough of what I thought I remembered from TOS to make me want to dip my toe back into Trek.
Sure.
2009 is kind of like a theme park ride based on Star Trek instead of being a proper entry into Trek canon, and honestly, I'm fine with that.
I'm not fine with that.
I am also not fine with that,
because I hate theme parks, and also, why wouldn't you just make a fucking movie?
You bring up a good point, Josh. When you set out to make a movie, you might want to make a movie.
Yeah, try making a movie and not a theme park. That's the thing.
The split timeline thing was, I always felt, a decent excuse. I disagree with that as well.
Excuse would be the key word.
The 2009 Trek wasn't beholden to what came before, and what had come before could exist without needing to be compared to the new stuff, as far as I saw it.
We call that a cop-out.
Opinions will naturally differ.
Yeah, naturally.
An anecdote I will offer, though, is this. The girl I brought to see 2009 had gotten interested in seeing more Trek, so we sat down to watch Wrath of Khan a few weeks later, as that was the only Trek thing I had on hand. Other than my special edition VHS of First Contact, of course.
Nice.
I know you both said that nobody could possibly get anything from the portrayal of the characters in 2009, but it provided enough of a spark for her that she was really affected by Wrath of Khan. I even had to console her when Spock went bobsledding at the end.
That's a great way to put it.
That is good. What's funny is that all your observations on 2009 are valid, but I still enjoy it for what it is. The impression of Uhura giving out to Spock genuinely made me laugh out loud, though.
Spack! Come on, Spack! Put me on a ship! Spack, I want to be on an Enterprise!
Put me on a ship, I want Spock!
I want to go to... I just want to be on an Enterprise, Spack!
I mean, that's the thing. And John, you're still our friend.
You're still our friend,
People
John.
are allowed to like shitty things. End of sentence.
True.
People are allowed to like really shitty things. End of that sentence.
We're gonna do that from now on. End of that sentence. Question mark?
I just don't want him to think there's a but.
No, there's no but. I said that when we were talking about the thing, though, that like if you got into Star Trek because of these movies, that's all well and good, but the movies still suck dick.
Here's the thing: like when I play like Star Trek Online, there's a ton of like JJ Trek shit in that game, and I don't get mad about it because like it brought people into the Prime universe, which Star Trek Online takes place in, and like I'm glad that they're there to play the game with me. And I'm glad they enjoy the overall Trek experience. Like, it doesn't upset me, but like...
No, if you got into Trek that way and you like
right.
the way Trek actually is because of it,
sure,
that's great.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's just not what most people did.
Right, most people are like, but this is Star Trek. And
yeah,
it's like,
the
no,
old stuff
it's
is
not.
old.
Yeah.
I had somebody get, like, really passionate and, like, really, like, forceful with me, not even in a good way.
Yeah.
About how they would never watch the original Star Trek because it was so old.
That's ridiculous. Like,
it is absolutely ridiculous, but I run into that quite often, where somebody doesn't want to watch TOS because it's old, and it's starting to become that people don't want to watch, like, TNG and stuff because it's old.
Well, they can go fuck themselves.
I agree with that. They can just fuck right up the butt. I don't give a shit.
Fuck themselves up the butthole.
Our next email is from Steve Nemzek.
Hi.
Who says, thanks for all the funny.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much. I crisscross 8 states in the Midwest doing fundraisers.
Jesus.
Damn, that'd be awesome.
That's a great idea.
Fundraisers at hospitals for charity. I listen to your podcast for hours and hours a week because it makes me laugh, and it makes me forget about having to travel through places like Ohio.
Dude, we hit Kansas recently. We hit Ohio.
Anyway, I had this weird conversation with a friend of mine not too long ago about the difference in writing styles between the original series and the later incarnations. Mm-hmm. Do you think this has to do with philosophical and cultural influences of the writers? I mean, if you think about it, they were raised in a very different point of view of what makes a man,
right.
What makes a hero, etc. There certainly weren't a whole lot of female captains and strong moral Picard-like characters in the 1930s and 40s serials for them to look up to.
Yeah, I think my 10th grade social studies teacher liked to use the word Zeitgeist, which is a German word which means the ghost of the times.
Yeah, like a cultural zeitgeist.
The cultural zeitgeist, right. And like definitely in the 1980s, I think history will look back at the 1980s as the beginning of the modern computer age, which opened up things like the internet and all this shit and different ideas, and like we live in a world where like gay marriage is legal, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that happened in our lifetimes, and stuff like that was only a dream in the 60s. Like,
I mean, they were forward-thinking ass people.
Absolutely.
In the TOS writers.
Absolutely.
Like, way ahead of their times. But you're right, the cultural influences did weigh heavily on them. Like, the difference between Kirk and Picard exists as what, like, a captain should be because of the writers and what they thought made a good leader.
Right. It works in the show so well, too, because, like, literally a century has passed, you know what I mean?
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
He continues, a lot of the writers from the TOS era had lived through World War II and the Korean War, whereas writers for a show like Enterprise most likely didn't have those types of experiences and were raised with a different outlook on life and our place in the universe.
Yeah.
I apologize if this is a little long-winded. I'm driving through Cincinnati and dictating this after listening to an episode.
Fuck you, Cincinnati.
This type of long-winded crap is the stuff Paul Ritchie has nightmares about, no doubt. And I love that he's dictating this.
Yeah.
And it capitalized no doubt.
No doubt, because the band.
Because of the band.
That's awesome.
On another note, my wife is an artist. Bebop313 on Instagram.
Sweet.
She had to get that shout out.
Yeah, the free plug. Why not?
Fuck it.
Follow
free plug.
her.
I'll give you a free plug.
Go to
She's
Instagram.
actually a really good artist. I looked at some of her stuff.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's actually really good.
That's cool.
So we do the comic conventions now and then.
Yeah.
You'll be happy to know that your podcast is widely regarded as one of the best out there, at least among my group of friends.
Oh,
Some
really?
of whom are Marvel artists. So there's that.
Oh,
LOL.
what? That's fucking awesome.
If that's actually true...
Oh my god.
I'm not calling you a liar, Steve. I'm not.
I believe it.
I
like
believe
to
it.
believe
I believe everything that man said because it's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah. I love this. This is my favorite email of all time.
Yeah. That's dope, man.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
I'm really glad to hear that Marvel artists love us.
Yeah.
You guys kick ass. You genuinely make my life better by bringing the funny and making me laugh when life tries to bring me down.
Well, you genuinely make our lives better by listening, seriously.
Thank you so much. Like, Steve, you're the man. Especially fucking doing fundraisers at hospitals for charity. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thanks for all the hard work and fucking keep it up.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
That was a great email.
Our listeners are so great. Our last email
One more
is from Parker. Who says,
Lewis
"Hi, y'all."
Can't Lose. Do you remember that show?
I do remember that show. My username on Discord channels when I go in for the first time is Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Jeff.
It's really weird that you bring that
Jeff,
up.
there's so many weird things about our friendship that I don't think people know about.
I think that might be true.
It's like fate, dude.
We were meant to be.
Yeah. Put your wife to bed. Let's fuck.
Put your wife to bed. I'm gonna suck your dick. Hi y'all. I use y'all because I grew up in Virginia, but also because I love Jeff's smooth southern drawl in my ears.
I don't even notice it anymore.
Once you are around me for a long time, you don't.
It just sounds like how you talk. Like, I don't know.
I'm going to be a protein science PhD in a couple of months, hopefully, thanks to your podcast.
Okay, you're better than me. We get it, Parker.
Fucking Parker Lewis.
I'm gonna fucking be a scientist that cures things. And,
Look, you'll never be as good as Ferris Bueller, all right? I'm gonna be a protein science PhD in a couple of months, hopefully thanks to your podcast making all of my lab work bearable.
Oh man, that's awesome.
That's really fucking cool. Do you know this is the second PhD?
That makes me nervous, man.
We got smart people listening.
That's ridiculous.
Because
I was fucking idiots right now. You know what I mean? Like, we're dumb as shit, man.
We're just two fucking morons and they're listening.
I don't even know how to, like, cook food.
Yeah. Yeah. I was wondering, with all the planets explored throughout the series, which would you choose to stay on forever? Thanks for teaching me about Star Trek and what you need to do anal. Sincerely, Parker.
That one's easy. Speaking of anal, that one's easy. Ryza.
It's Ryza.
Yeah, it's Ryza. Yeah.
It's absolutely fucking Ryza.
Ryza is like vacation all the time. Like,
it's Vacation Planet. It's
how
all
would
beach.
you not do that? Like, how would
does
you
an entire
not?
planet have it's all beach? The whole planet.
Yeah, it's a fucking goddamn paradise. Like, Earth is paradise, right? But like, Rise is like super fucking paradise.
Honestly, like, if it wasn't Ryza, I might honestly just choose Earth.
Yeah.
I might choose Earth anyway because, like, people can do whatever they want for a living on Earth, right?
Yeah,
Money doesn't matter.
Sure.
So think about the amazing fucking art and music and theater.
You would just, like, go out, like, you know, like, there's real, like, hoity-toity towns, like, in Bucks County, like, Doylestown, Newtown, and, like, every now and then, like, they'll be like, it's a play music in the park day, and, like, you go and you fucking play music.
That would be every day.
That would be fucking every day, right?
Yeah.
It would be awesome.
Dude, it would be so fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And, like, you could just do whatever, and everybody would be cool with it.
It would be awesome.
Really, if I could choose a place to stay forever, it would be the Enterprise D.
You think so? I don't know. I would get a little land homesick.
That's true, but the Enterprise D does go back to Earth all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to not be on a ship, you know? And I guess the Enterprise D is, like, the best one to be on. But, like, if it had to be a planet, though, I would completely be, like, one of the... What are they called? Parrot heads?
Oh, yeah, you'd be Jimmy Buffett fan.
I'd be Jimmy Buffett fan on Risa. I'd have, like, 65 Horgons.
Oh, my God.
I'd have 69 Horgons.
You know, when you said 65, I thought, that's weird. He could have easily said 69. I'm not used to that from you.
I know. I mixed it up a little bit.
Fucking drop the ball, Josh.
Sorry. I've had about 7 shots of gin tonight.
And that is 12 emails.
That's a lot. Thank you for everyone who sent an email. It's crazy.
That's every time I had to skip over an email previously, I felt bad. So we decided to do this because I wanted to include everything.
I think this is a better way to do it.
I mean, you guys have more content of us to listen to.
Sure, yeah.
Which I guess you like. You write in emails about it.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll prime you for some more content we're going to do.
Yeah, if you have any, like... One of my favorite games to play is, like, Star Trek Hypothetical. Like, if you have any of those, like, send them in, man. I love talking about that shit.
Dude, I fucking love it.
We used to do it for free. Jeff and I would go on Twitter DM and just talk about Star Trek for, like, hours.
That was the beginning of this that was the zeitgeist of this podcast.
Zeitgeist. I don't know if we're using that correctly.
that was the zeitghost of this podcast.
Yeah.
We would just sit in Twitter DMs for fucking 3 or 4 hours straight, and back and forth, talking about Star Trek.
Yep.
And
we're like, why don't we just, like, talk on, like, the computer?
Yeah, I was like, you know, I'd love to do a podcast about Star Trek one day. I've always wanted to, and Josh was like, I'll do it.
Yeah, man. I'll talk about anything. I don't give a shit. And I love Star Trek, so...
And that's where we are today.
You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome, future doctors who are going to be somebody someday.
PhDs.
I know.
Fucking charity fundraisers, PhDs.
That's crazy.
We got some good people.
Marvel Comics.
Marvel Comics.
It's awesome, man.
And they're the artists, too, so they're not responsible for the bad stories.
They just draw the awesomeness.
Yeah. If you're a Marvel Comics artist and you're listening to this now, send in an email.
We would love to hear about it.
Everyone can send in an email as well.
Yeah.
You can send it to mclassemail@gmail.com.
This is the first and best episode of M-Class Emails.
It's the best episode forever until the next one.
Yes.
Or you can also follow us on Twitter at MClass Podcast.
Do it.
According to our listens and our downloads, we have somewhere like 1,000 listeners.
Yeah, it's
maybe
growing.
a little bit more. According to our Twitter, we have less than 300.
Yeah, well,
I think there's a bit of a gap.
I think we weigh Twitter too much. Like, people don't use Twitter a lot. Like, that's a thing.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Twitter's kind of like falling off.
It's definitely fallen off.
What social media do you kids use today?
Twanker.
Do you want us to be on Grindr?
Too late. That kid probably already found my Grindr.
Probably.
He's like, I'm gonna stalk Josh on Grindr now.
Just fucking come out and tell him you want to fuck. Jesus.
Yeah.
If you have a social media platform that doesn't suck dick that a lot of people use all the time that like our show, we might use it.
Yeah.
I don't know what platforms even exist anymore.
I think Discord is huge now.
Yeah, there is a Star Trek Discord that I go to semi-regularly. If you just search Star Trek Discord, it's the one.
They also have a Twitter.
Yeah, Star Trek Discord. They're really, really fucking good people.
Yeah, they're cool.
They're really cool people. Josh was in there for like 3 seconds once.
I was on Twitter. Cool. Well, I'm sub to the... I don't know what you say. I'm like in the channel or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's on my list of channels. I've got like 5 or 6 of them that I'm in.
Yeah, we're both in the Star Trek Discord, and we're both in the Sidecast.
The Sidecast, Discord. Right? Yeah, I'm in that one. There's a Continue one. There's the Continue one nobody knows about, I don't think.
Joshy doesn't know how to use Discord.
I don't even know how to do it. Dude, I'm like, I don't know what this is.
I need to sit down with you at some point and be like...
You and Frank.
This is the button to talk.
What, you gotta push buttons now? Oh, shit.
You have to press keys to make words?
I don't like this. This is a fad.
It is. It is a fad.
It's super useful, though. We should probably just use Discord to talk to each other, honestly.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But Skype works pretty well.
We use a weird fucking, like, combination of Skype, Twitter DMs, and texts to talk to each other.
I'm Class Podcast is like a loose confederation of fibers that if any one of them collapses...
A loose confederation of 2 dudes.
We're like the Federation.
Did you know that our email segment is an hour long? Because it is.
Because, like, I guess we should end it, huh?
We should probably end it. Send in more emails, and since I forgot to say it last in the actual podcast, live long and send money. Bye, everybody.
Bye.